Meg Walhimer's in the hot seat today. Okay, Meg, tell us what you did before working in real estate.
Oh, I worked at the Regis Hotel. I was an event planner there, and I planned many events for many years.
And what inspired you to go into real estate?
Well, COVID came along, and everyone, that word pivot came, and I had my real estate license for a couple years prior. I used to do open houses and escort a little bit, and not escort. Escort means from the lobby to the front door, not like escort. It was always used to say, you know, you can sell chicken on a plate, you can sell a box with a door. So they do correlate.
Yes, they do. What is your favorite thing about working in real estate?
Is that I'm out on the landscape of New York City every single day, and I get to be a part of the living, breathing organism of New York as it changes in front of me.
That's a good answer. What sets you apart from other real estate agents?
It has something to do with grit, not giving up. I'm going to the mats for anybody that I believe is deserving of having just a home where they feel safe and secure, and that's what we're doing. We're selling homes, and it's not just a box. It's actually a place where you feel safe and secure, and you can shut the door and it's really yours. And I'll fight for that.
You certainly will. So what can clients expect when they're working with you?
Well, I don't give up. So, yep, a lot of tenacity, I guess. I keep going.
Yes, you do. And what is the most common misconception that you've experienced that our clients have about buying a home or selling a home in New York City?
That there are no problems. We get all the way to the finish line many times, and we actually have to start over. It is a process. You can start out one day and you can think this is going to get us to the end result, and unfortunately, sometimes we have to start from scratch.
And what do you think the most common challenges clients face? All clients.
Yeah, that there's always going to be a problem. We don't know what the problem is going to be. Sometimes the problem can be very small by being able to fix the drain in the sink that's not a push, but it's a pop-up. And sometimes it can be a much bigger situation. But it's just knowing going into it, there's always going to be a little something that we have to address.
That is true. What is a fun fact that clients should know about you, Meg?
I jumped out of a plane twice. How about that?
Okay. If you weren't in real estate, what would you be doing?
So I always said that jobs are stressful, and so I always said if I could ever have the job of my dreams, it would actually be pumping gas at an all-cash gas station, but there are no all-cash gas stations anymore.
I don't think that's what you'd be doing.
Okay.
You'd be in hospitality for sure. Okay, what do you love most about living and working in New York City?
There is no other place like it in the world. No matter where I go, I enjoy traveling, I enjoy seeing other places, but you know, she said it the best, there is no place like home. And when we come home, it's just where I want to be.
That is for sure. If you had to describe yourself, I think this one's hard, in 3 words, what would they be?
Authentic, scrappy, and compassionate.
Very well done. If you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
He's still alive, and it's John Stamos.
I would be joining you for that one. What is your superpower?
I think it's tenacity, or it is follow through.
That is for sure. If you had a theme song, what would it be? Just queuing it up. None of our younger clients
That is the theme song from Mary Tyler Moore.
If you could live in any property we have sold, what would it be?
I don't know why. I loved that apartment at 174 East 74th Street.
It was a great apartment.
It was the best. I loved that home.
I do too. If you were designing your dream home, what is your must-have feature?
Yeah, I just found it actually while I was away. So, you know, you can get the tap water, you get filtered water. I want mine to be carbonated water from the tap.
That's a good one. If you personally were a type of home, would you be a townhouse, a penthouse, pre-war, post-war, what would you be?
I would be a post-war co-op. Those are boxes that are put next to each other, and they're very dress right dress.
Which means you're living exactly where you're supposed to be. What is your guilty pleasure TV or movie?
I think it's anything Sandra Bullock. So Miss Congeniality I could watch over and over and over again.
Okay, what is the best advice? Does not have to be real estate. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Yeah, my father said that the only thing that you have in this world is your good name. And I think that that is true, that it is our name and our reputation that we sell and give to anyone we interact with.
It's a good one. If you could sum up your experience working on this team, how would you do it?
You know, a lot of real estate agents, they think if they can do this on their own. Being part of this team, it is a team effort. We rely on each other for help, support, answers. You're not in this alone. It's a very lonely job if you are out there doing this yourself.
Good job, and that's a wrap on Meg Walhimer.